Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video series, we are going to be talking about linked lists. We are going to discuss why linked lists were invented, and we are going to solve a lot of interesting and challenging problems using linked lists as well. So let's get started. So welcome back. In this section, we are going to talk about arrays, and then later on we'll talk why arrays and why linked lists, and in some cases why should we choose array, and in some cases why should we choose linked lists. So let's see. So suppose you're coming from C++ or Java world, you would have used the data structure called array. So what is array? Array is a data structure that contains a group of elements, right? So an array is a data structure that contains a group of elements. Now these group of elements are stored at contiguous memory locations. What do I mean by that? Is suppose I have memory. Suppose this linear memory structure. Let's say we have starting address at 2000. So the next element in the array, if I'm storing an integer, it's a 4-byte integer. So next element would be at the location 2004. Similarly, the next one would be at 2008, the next one at 2012, and so on. This is how arrays work, right? And like specifically in C and C++, the first object of the array is the pointer to the starting memory location in the memory, right? Starting location of the array. So that's how arrays are there in C and C++ and Java. Now in Python, you would have studied about lists. So Python's lists are nothing but dynamic arrays itself. If you are talking about see, I'll tell you first, if you're coming from, if you're a beginner in programming. So Python is a dynamic language, does not have types, but when it comes down to writing a compiler for Python, we do need types, and on lower level you do need types, because with the knowledge of types only you're able to identify how much memory do we need to allocate to a particular type, right? So when you go down and if you look online for how Python list is implemented, it's nothing but a dynamic array, right? A dynamic array of objects basically. So it's still a dynamic array, and so even if on top it seems like in a list you can just keep on appending and appending and appending, and it just keeps storing elements. And this is something similar to how vectors are there in C++, right? In C++, vectors also, suppose if you make a vector of integers, call it myvec, right? And you can just do myvec dot pushback 10 or whatever number you want, and you can just keep on doing this, and it will not give an error. Like, you do not have to, like, obviously it'll give an error when the memory gets over, but you see, I did not have to specify a default size like how I had to do with arrays in Java or C++, right? So what happens with these vectors and lists in Java, vectors in C++, and these lists in Python? What happens is they maintain something called a dynamic array. So what is a dynamic array? Suppose I start with an array of length, let's say 10 initially. Okay, what I'm going to do is, now if someone tells me to push back, now what I'm doing, I'm going to have a vector, and inside the vector I'm basically, as I said, vector is a dynamic array implementation. So we'll store an array, right? If someone tells me to push back a value, I'll push 10, and inside this, like, I'll have a predefined size of this array. Let's say we have a predefined size of 10, and someone tells me to push back 10. So now my array has 10, and there are still 9 spaces left, right? 9 spaces. So now what happens is, every insertion, it checks how much size is remaining, right? And when this size comes close to the actual size, what it's going to do is, it's going to make another array of double the size. So now it's going to make an array of size 20, and it's going to loop through all these elements and going to copy these elements in the newer array, right? Copying. This is how a dynamic array, like a vector, works, right? So insertion, they say it takes big O of 1 time, but it's amortized constant time. What does it mean is, like, generally it's constant, but once in a while, very minimally, you have to perform a big O of an operation. So they say it's big O of 1 amortized time. So that's how it works. So it's all good and well, as when you have to work with dynamic arrays. Then now we have seen how lists work, how arrays work, and now let's talk about, then everything is going good, right? You have vectors, no problem about size and everything. And why do we need to use linked list? Why do we need to study about linked lists? Let's talk about that now. Why linked lists? Right, so okay, so I'll tell you. In arrays, suppose you have an array, okay? Let's say you have an integer array of length 5 with elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. All right, now I tell you remove the middle element. Okay, what you'll have to do, you'll have to iterate the array, and since you remember it's a contiguous memory, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's contiguous memory locations, right? So when you have to, now the problem comes when you have to remove any element from the center, if any you have a requirement of implementing a structure where you may have to remove things from the middle, you'll have to iterate till the middle, you'll have to remove that element, and you'll have to copy all those elements forward or backward, whatever you want to call. So you'll have 1, 2, 4, 5, and then still the space is there for the array, right? So these kind of problems where you have to have random access, random deletion, arrays are not at all useful for it. I mean, if you have random deletion, arrays are not good because you have to shift entire array. I mean, random access and random list. I'd like to clarify my point. Random access means when you have to access an element at any random location. Arrays are good for that because I can just say ARR of 3, and what it has to do is it has to start from the the first index, which is the address of the array itself, and add just 3 units. Basically, if it's an integer, it'll add 12 and it'll reach. So that's the benefit of having contiguous memory locations, whereas linked list does not have a contiguous memory locations. We'll talk more about what linked list is more, but here I'm just giving you an idea of arrays versus linked list basically. I mean, like, why should we move on to think about some other data structure? So so we have now array of 3 will automatically give me the value, right? But if I have to delete, as I showed in the above case, deletion takes some time, right? So in the cases where you have random deletion, it's very good to have a structure called as linked list, right? So that's all for this section. In the next section, we are going to talk about what linked lists are, right? And then we're going to talk about some real life applications of linked lists as well.